I have to get on the live to see the lives here.
Yeah. Well, hello everybody. We've got one viewer, and I think it's DJ Ian's Entertainment. He's a drone flyer from the UK. Well, on tonight's show, I've got Scott. So, Scott, if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Currently I am a web developer. I specialize in WordPress development. My company is Blue Fox Creative. Past 2 years, mid 2016, I started putting videos up on YouTube. I am a video guy. I've always been a video person. I probably have, I don't know, 4 or 5 90-minute tapes, maybe more. I'd say probably at least 100 hours of video that I've made throughout my teenage years making films. I'm sure Keith's the same way. And so, you know, I went dormant for about 10 years, and then I just, you know, maybe it was a midlife crisis. I don't know, but I just started a channel and went for it. And then I put a video up every day for like 2 weeks, and I burned out. And then I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? And I jumped back in 2017, and I've been really hitting it hard, really, really hard. And I'm seeing success now. So it's quite exciting to get that feedback when you're uploading and seeing the positive energy come back to you with YouTube. So yeah, my past history, I worked for a cable company for a while. I started a really cool website back in the 90s called Radical Extreme Hobbies that got some national recognition. That was fun. And yeah, so I've been a web guy all my life pretty much.
So we've got 4 in at the moment. DJ, hello Tony. If you'd like to put something in the chat, so they can, if they want to support your channel, Scott, then they can go over. So if you for every period, you know, every 5 minutes or something, just put a comment in. So if anybody new comes in, they can follow your channel. Will do. Hello, Drone Worship, the Revolution. Hope you're all right. Long time no see. Oh, 10,000. No, I know you're nearly there. Definitely. Drone Worship is from, I think he's from Florida. He's really done well in the drone community. Hello, Whaley Beard. Nice to have you in. And Ian and Tony and Ronnie. So we've got 6 in now at present. Excellent. Yeah, the channel that I went on last night, first stream, and he got 30 in. Oh, I thought I never get that. I think my biggest audience has been about 25. Hello, wow. Jeanette. Hope Callum's all right. Enjoyed his 16th birthday today. Happy birthday. Yeah. So you ain't wrote anything in the chat yet, sir? I will. I'm working on it, buddy. I'm getting the windows all set up here. That's what I like about you, Keith. You're not afraid to ask for what you want. That's another thing. That's what hooked. I got stuck on you when you were interviewing the girl with the tattoos. Yeah. And you expressed your 100% true opinion about women with tattoos. Yeah. Which I thought took some guts, but it seems to come natural with you. I don't know. What is it? Your British way? Is that how you learn that kind of thing? No. The thing, Scott, is when I was younger, I was always told that if you don't ask, you never get. Because there's only 2 ways people can go. They can either say yes or they can say no. If they say no, you just wipe your feet and go, cheerio, I might see you another day. Bye. Because I used to canvas for a fish, because when I was younger, I started my own fish round business. Because I live in Grimsby, it used to be the largest fishing port in Europe. And there was over 500 vans go all over the United Kingdom. And I had a round in London and Banbury in Oxfordshire. And when I started, I took 20 stone of fish down. It took me 5 days of door knocking to sell that 20 stone of fish. But this was back in the 70s, when the average wage was 50 to 60 pound, which would be about $120 US. I made myself £1,200 in that week. And the only problem with that fish round business was that my auntie lived in Banbury. She asked me to build a round up for her, so I built a round up for her. Then my mum used to work at a steakhouse, and the manager there got made redundant, and he asked me to build a roundup. And in the end, I built 5 rounds up for friends. And when I wanted to expand, there was nowhere to expand. So I sold that business, and I sold sweets door to door to the kids. I went on estates where there was plenty of kids. And then I sold disposable nappies when they first came out, door to door. And then in 1988, I started my own video filming business. So I've always been an entrepreneur.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've always asked businesses, people, don't scare me. I just go in, and, you know, if I was out of work or wanted something, I'd just knock on the door. And if they said no, you just say, okay, then I've done my best. And that's my philosophy on life, that, you know, life's too short to hang about. And I mean, it's like you know, what I've learnt about you. In 1994, you set up that REH42.com website. And it's all about, as you mentioned earlier on, about hobbies, extreme hobbies and everything like that. I watched some of the content, and the thing that I got out of it was that you went on that desert blast.
Yeah, desert blast.
And
I'll tell you what, man.
Find out all about that from you tonight.
Okay. Desert blast.
Excuse me a minute, Scott. I'm just going to say hello, 616 Drones, Zappy Gaming, Forest Foods, who else? TJ's Woodworking Shop. Nice to have you all in on this live stream, and I'd like you all to say hello to Scott. And if you don't support Scott, go and check his channel out, because he's got a great channel. He's changing it a little bit because he was into WordPress, but now he's getting into YouTube design a bit more, to design thumbnails and banners to show people how to do that for their channels. So it's a channel that is really growing and really well worth following. Hello, Finley. So carry on, Scott. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sure. So a couple things. First, I would like to say, in regard, guys, if you're listening and you do live streams, okay, I have to be honest with you. Every time that I find that I want to subscribe to a live stream, it is because the person on the other end speaks from the heart. I'll give you an example. The Green Bay Wacky, maybe some of you guys know Green Bay Wacky. The other day, I think it was maybe Tuesday or Monday, he did a pretty radical rant about how people ask for money, and he started getting pissed off. And for the first time, I saw his real emotion, and I instantly subbed. Another time was when Keith was interviewing a girl with tattoos, and he just off the cuff expressed his true thoughts about it. And that's when I knew that Keith was something special, and I his channel. Then I went over to High Velocity Savage. I don't know if you guys are familiar with High Velocity Savage, guy from California. He started talking about how he has cancer. Okay. And that takes guts. That takes real guts to say that publicly. As soon as I heard that, I subbed. So, you know, I'm not suggesting that that's the only reason why I subscribe to someone, but when I hear someone speak from the heart, boy, is that powerful. It is really powerful to see that happen. So if you ever do a live stream, do that for real.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree
on everything you said there, Scott, because it is personalities. If people, within 30 seconds, you know whether you like that person. And if you like that person and that person is good to you back, you'll stick with them. You know, I mean, my philosophy in sales is you buy off friends, not off strangers. So if you can instantly become a friend of that person, and there's no better way than the live streaming,
absolutely,
then you will stay with that channel.
Yeah, it's a spirit of giving, isn't it? I'll a few examples. The Mitten Dad, he approached me to make that channel art, and I said, sure, I'll do it for you. You know, I'll just do it. And I turned that into a giving situation, and I made a video from it. So I benefited from it as well. But our relationship, you know, the Mitten Dad, Eric and I are super great friends. We talk on the phone. We are always bouncing ideas off each other. It's when you talk on the phone, guys, it is so much better. So it's kind of like weird, like giving your phone to someone from meeting them online, it's like it's like a wedding ring. It's like a commitment these days. It used to be not a big thing. Now anymore, it's like, okay, here's my cell phone. You know, we're friends. It's different now.
It is. Whaley Bird asks, what software do you use for your thumbnails, Scott?
Yes, being that I've been in the web development world for close to 17 years now, I've always been a Photoshop guy. I learned Photoshop years and years and years ago. I hacked it. I stole it. I'm not going to lie. I got it off the news groups. There's something called news groups. I'm sure Keith knows what news groups are. Yeah. Back when the security with Adobe wasn't that strong, and I downloaded it, and I'm street learned. I learned how to do it myself. So yeah, Photoshop. It's kind of expensive. There is an online solution called Pixlr, P-I-X-L-R. It uses Flash, and it's extremely powerful. It allows you to create transparent pings. That's the key, is masking out your subject and maybe putting a drop shadow on that subject and putting that on a cool, exciting background. And I believe that Pixlr allows you to do that. And I will be making a tutorial on that in the near future, because I think that's going to be a valuable one for folks. Photoshop's just too darn expensive.
Yeah. Oh, I look forward to that. Hello, Vanessa Kitty. Yummy chocolate cake earlier. Yeah, I saw that at Pixlr channel. So, what made you decide on creating your YouTube channel then, Scott?
Yeah, what did make me decide that? I think it was the fact that I've always in my heart known that I am a kind of a video person, visual. I'm a visual. I say this in my intro video. I'm like a visual person, and I think honestly I'm an introvert. I don't like to go into big parties, big crowds. Being an introvert is not like a guy that huddles in a wants to stay away from people. An introvert is someone who just doesn't feel super comfortable being in big crowds, really. So I have this. There is an element of shyness that I've battled throughout my life. But on the same token, I've got this other part of my life in my spirit where I just have to I have this need where I want to release my personality to the world. You know, it's weird. It's a weird thing. So I'm like kind of shy. But then I'm also this other guy that wants to release myself to everybody else. So I'm 51 now. So I just said, what am I doing? I'm burning up time. I'm not doing what I should be doing. And I just pulled the trigger and started a channel. And because I know WordPress, well, I did it on WordPress and marketing. So.
Yeah, and that's why. Hello, Pixie. How are you, my mate? That's Pixie's channel. He's a YouTuber from Sheffield who I follow, and I've met him quite a few times. So we're very, very good friends. Well, I hope so. Anyway, you never know, do you?
Whaley Bird, yes, I remember that conversation. By the way, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you're welcome up, Scott, on any of my panels because I like doing subjects. And, I've got some good subjects coming up in the next few weeks.
Excellent.
Hello, Vicky. Nice to have you in as well. And Kate. Oh, I've got some nice young ladies in on this stream, Scott. So I believe from watching your live streams with Savage that you've got a family.
Yes.
So are the children interested in YouTube at all?
They are actually. They have participated in making videos with me. An example was when we got a hornet's nest in one of our bushes, and we made a video on how to destroy it. That was on my channel called Silver Serpent 5. I'll have to put the link up for you. It's nothing crazy. It's just a hodgepodge of stuff. But yes, they are seeing what I'm doing down here. And I'll have you know that when I was at 1,000 subscribers, I was like 970. My youngest at his high school, all the kids know who I am. And when I closed in on 970, he said that every student in his school subscribed all at once. And I went from 970 to 1,000 in like 2 minutes like that. I was like, what's going on here? I was like, whoa. So it's funny because I went to a party where all the kids were there and they're like, Mr. Fichter, yeah, Mr. Fichter. It was like my first taste of being a celebrity. All these little, these little kids running around giving me high fives. It was really funny. So I'm going to have to give them a shout out. If anybody's listening to this from the school, I will give you guys a shout out. You deserve it.
Yeah, and they do. Any channel that helps you in any way to grow, you know, and this is what the community is all about. If you like each other's content, you stick with them. If you like the person who's doing the content, you stick with them. I mean, that live stream I was on last night, as I say, Aerial Views and Histories UK is a local drone person who likes history as well. Met up with him, Steve. And because I couldn't go live last night, he took over. First time he's ever streamed. He got over 30 views in. But this morning, when we finished the stream, he had 101 views. This morning he got up. He got 31 likes and 10 dislikes. And to me, how can you dislike a live stream? Because I used to watch a lot of live streams, and a lot of live streams are not events. I mean, YouTube says create an event, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people, it's just a case of chit chat. You know, but if it's good chit chat about interesting subjects, then it's interesting. It is an event.
Yes.
But most of the time, people just have panels on and they talk over each other, so you never know what they're talking about.
Right, and you're putting in effort to research the people you're interviewing, and I'm telling you, it translates.
Yeah,
you know, you're becoming the guy now. If you continue to do this, mark my words, you're going to be the guy to know who gives the good interviews. So that's your brand. Your brand is where you're sitting right now on that couch with that wallpaper behind you. That is your brand. Your brand. So you know, if you can do anything graphically to enhance that brand,
yeah,
you're going to do very well.
And that's where I need assistance, because I'm not a graphic designer. All right, I can do green screen, but if I put a green screen behind here, the couch still shows up. Because I only live in a one-bedroom flat, I haven't got enough room to create a studio. And that is the problem. If I could create a studio, then it would be ideal, because I've got a friend who's a photographer, and he's got 25-foot by 12-foot studio with a large green screen in. And he said, I can use that anytime. But coming out on the night time, traveling 10 miles to his studio and doing it from there, no. But yeah, I've tried to get all the big ones on my interviews. I've sent like Casey Neistat, PewDiePie, all the big photographers, and none of them, Will Smith, who else have I sent emails to? No end. But, you know, they never reply when I leave a comment on the channel. So I've got no hope. But one day, you never know, as you said, Scott, it could happen.
Well, it's the sub number. It's the sub number that stops. I'm sorry. It's the sub number. They see that number and they're like, oh, well, you know, I can't talk to this guy.
Yeah. But if they're interested in the human race and getting to know people, that's what live streaming is all about. Getting to know each other, getting to know each other's things at the channel. Hello, Angel Dominguez. Lovely to have
Angel.
you in.
Good to see you.
Yeah, because I loved my interview with Angel Dominguez. It was great.
Oh, me too. I watched the whole thing. It was fantastic.
Because I wanted to do a video for me, about a minute video on a subject that I'm doing. I'm doing a video. I've been working on it for about a year and a half now, and I've chopped and changed it that much, but I've just come up with a formula that I think will work. Once I've done the video, I'm going to premiere it, and then I'm going to do a live stream about it, because it's a subject nobody talks about, and that's death. Most humans don't even, you know, especially your age group and younger, don't consider that they've got to pay for the day of their death, really. You know, I mean, because you see it where I live, there's been a couple of young children killed in accident, 8 to 10, and the parents can't afford to pay for the funerals. So they go on Facebook and create, donation page or fund me to pay for the funeral. So people do not talk about subjects like that.
Yeah, it's difficult to think about, actually.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, because I'm at that age, 68, I think about it because, all right, I could live another 12, 20 years, or I could go tomorrow. But anybody can be like that. So anyway,
Absolutely.
that's a subject that I thought I'd mention.
Yeah, interesting. I look forward to seeing it, man.
Yeah,
it'll be cool.
So what is the biggest accomplishment that you are most proud of that you have done to present in your life?
Anything?
Anything, yeah.
That would absolutely have to be my 2 boys.
Family.
And I'll tell you why. They, you know, we've been going through some financial problems at my house, and my guys, and we go out of our way to send them to the, you know, to schools that are really good. And at first they didn't seem to understand the importance of doing well in school. And so, you know, I've been ramming them and telling them and explaining to them, you can't, you know, this school thing is no joke. You know, you have to really take it seriously. I know it's difficult. Like, it's difficult from a kid's perspective to work hard in school because you don't understand the benefit of it. So unlike myself, you know, I never got that talk when I was with my mom and dad. They never really, you know, discussed that. They did probably, but it didn't seem to stick. But with my guys, it's sticking, and it's probably because I you know, I tell them over and over again. So anyway, long story tolerable. They're doing very well in school. My oldest is almost going to get first honors, and my youngest is getting straight B's. He's shooting for an A. So I'm extremely proud of them for fighting, for listening to me and fighting hard to get the good grades. It means everything to me. Everything.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
For young ones nowadays, it's a lot harder than it was for my age group and your age group, because I, especially here in the UK, I think most children now stay at home until they're well into their 30s because they can't afford to get on the property ladder, they can't afford to get married, and I would presume that's the same in the USA or in Canada or wherever.
Yep, totally.
And the problem is the jobs out there now, because it's all computerized, you know, and the jobs where there are jobs in the like in restaurants or Denny's or places like that, they're not very well paid jobs.
Yes. So it's like this black and white scenario where, you know, you're either going to be working, you know, pumping gas, or you're going to be working for a corporation, or if you're really on top of the ball, you're going to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And that has its, you know, I know that you know this, but being an entrepreneur is like riding a roller coaster. There are times of euphoric happiness, and there are times of absolute, just, what's the word, man? I don't know. It's horrible. It really sucks.
Yeah, because when you work for yourself, you've got to put a lot of hours in. You're always looking for the next contract or business. People think it is. People think working for themselves is brilliant, but it is. It's fulfilling because you fulfill your creative attributes. When you work in a 9-to-5 job, it can be monotonous and boring. But most people haven't got the drive. Most people want a wage at the end of it. Me,
right.
I look at life and I think to myself, if I haven't got enough money to get me wants, as long as I've got enough money for me needs, which are basically me food, a bit of clothing, and a roof over my head, and that's your needs. People now, I mean, when I used to do weddings, when I first got married, we got married with nothing. We got a second-hand couch, we got a second-hand carpet from the second-hand shop, we got furniture from our parents. Now they get married and they want to spend 25,000 on a big do for a wedding. They want everything brand new. To me, it's like cars. I mean, I've just watched a program on our TV about how many cars are stolen every day, every night of the week. And they're all posh cars, you know, they're all 40, 50,000 pound cars.
Yeah.
To me, why go and get a 50,000 pound car where you can get one for 6,000 brand new?
I don't know. I'm the same way, man. I just don't see any, I just don't get why you would want to drop $60,000 on a car where, you know, at any given moment, you could just get the thing smashed to hell.
Yeah, that's it. You know, I mean, it's like technology. You cannot keep up with technology. And to my mind, if you was only satisfied with what you've got, and you can go out and create and make videos and make good content for your channel, that's what it's about. If you make good content, people will come back and you will improve. And so your channel will grow. The days of big growth, like, you know, the million subscribers that people have got, back in 2007 or 2006, when YouTube first started, there wasn't that many channels. Now you've got, what, over 1 million channels coming onto YouTube every month. So the competition is getting harder and harder. But I will be honest, there's a lot of rubbish out there, because people think, oh yeah, I can make a YouTube channel, I can make money out of YouTube. Very rarely do people make money out of YouTube unless they've got at least 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my goal is to discuss on my channel how to make money without the monetization on YouTube. So in other words, the thinking is you generate your audience, and then you have a product, whether it be merchandise, or in my case, it would be artwork, you know, it could be anything really, web design. There's all this crazy stuff that I'm going to offer. So you develop your YouTube audience, and then you reference your website. And when you get to the website, then you have your product, right? Yeah. And so what do you do how do you get the traffic to the site? How do you get the people to select the services? What do you say there? What is the mechanics? How do you tie PayPal into that and all that stuff? So there's a lot of discussion and technology and cool stuff in that world. And that is my goal. I want to make money for people. That is how you really establish good relationships. You do business with people and you help them make money. And if you get in that world, boy, you're going to be a millionaire. You know?
Yeah. And this is it. I mean, if I was 20 years or 30 years younger, I could make a living out of YouTube.
Absolutely.
Not the money out of adverts on YouTube, but I would do something like I mentioned before, like that Big Jet TV. I would produce content for my YouTube channel, and then have another channel where that is just for members only, and they pay a fee of whatever. But you've got to find that niche. Now, if you're going to produce artwork, that's your niche. And if you can, I mean, you've got 1,000 viewers, subscribers, supporters, whatever.
Yeah.
What you did for Mitt and Dad, there's an income there.
Yes. It's like a 3-tier thing. Number one, I gave. I gave something of value to him for free. So that has cemented my relationship with Mitten. 2, I created a video from it and I posted it on my channel, right? So I got traffic from it. 3, I'm going to use that as a reference to sell my service. I think I'm going to charge anywhere between 10 to 20 bucks, whatever, I don't know, for my webpage that explains here's how I do it before and after. So I would like to do that for a couple more channels. If any of you guys are interested, hop over to my channel or go into my Twitter account, express some interest. If you'd like me to modify your channel, I'll do it for free. I think I'm going to do 2 more. I will be happy to do it. So I will modify your graphic and I will make a video from it. So I'm going to give you a massive plug. And then I'm going to use it as an example for my purchase page. Sound cool?
Yeah, which to me is brilliant, a brilliant idea. And you are helping those.
Yes.
The one thing I would say on that, and this is only my opinion, is do it as a giveaway. As your 1,000 subs, the first one is a giveaway.
Okay.
And then that hopefully will draw a few more people in to that giveaway, because you are giving something that is worthwhile to whichever channel you pick out, or the random picker picks out through the computer.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, you know, so that's just my, you know, I think. But this is it. This is what I was talking about last night with Steve. That we've got a community on here that instead of being one-man bands, we should get together and do a lot more collabs. You know, because you've got script writers on here, you've got storyboarders, you've got filmmakers, you've got audio people, you've got lighting people. When you produce a channel on your own, you've got to be all those rolled into one. So you can't be an expert, but there are channels on here that you can help each other out. I mean, because I'm doing this video, who I was talking to last night, he's got a shot of the crematorium, aerial shot of it, and the graveyard where I went filming. So I thought, and he said, oh, you can have that. You can use those shots in your video. And I thought, brilliant. It saves me doing it.
You're on to something, Keith. This is an idea. You know, James Cox should be thinking this way, where you have a website, right, where, you know, someone like myself can offer a service, may it be thumbnail design, channel art design, whatever. And then you say, okay, you know, I'll do this for you. You do this for me, kind of thing. No money, just bartering. And then you establish relationship and circles get bigger. And well, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, because I would use your service. You know, I mean,
sure. Yeah.
At that price, $20. What's that? About £15 in English money to have me thumbnails designed. You know, a template and the banner designed. And if I was getting into merchandise, to design me T-shirts or me mugs or even mouse mats, which don't cost much to produce, you know, to me. But people don't seem to take up it, you know, that they concentrate on their own little world instead of helping each other.
They concentrate on their own little world, and they get comfortable with their look and feel when they should be extremely uber self-critical and always trying to make changes in a positive way. Now, I'll tell you right now, I've gotten comfortable with my my channel video. What's that called? Intro video? Yeah, that video is crap. I got to get that thing fixed. It doesn't, you know, I don't like it. Yeah. That needs to get fixed. I don't like my. I think I need to fix my logo sting. That needs work. I need to go back to my old videos and recondition the titles and tags and thumbnails on my old videos. Crap. I'm always thinking about what can I do to make the channel better, 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 better. I'm never happy just being the same way. Now, in regards to your channel image, here's what I see for Interview with Gramps, right? You're laying out on the couch like this with a mic in the camera. Yeah. Your feet up on the couch with maybe what are you drinking there? What's that?
A pint of bitter.
Okay, a pint of bitter in one hand and a microphone in the other, and say something like "Interview with Gramps" in big bold letters.
Well, I'll pay you. You design it, and I'll pay you. And Alexander Smith said he would gladly pay $20 or $30 for Scott's time as well. So, you know, that's a couple, me and Alexander at least, you know, and if anybody else, because unless you are a graphic designer, all right, I could teach myself, but I wouldn't look at it like you would look at it.
Right.
That is the thing, you know, because what's that? Make sure Keith's got a shirt on. Thanks a lot. Yeah, because normally when I do,
I don't know. I think the shirt should come off, man. You want subs or not?
Yeah. Well, normally when I do, I always wear a shirt and tie, because I was always brought up in the old school that if you are talking to people, you've got to look smart, because first impressions make a difference. And if you're untidy and scruffy looking, then people aren't going to come back. I agree. You've got to have a laugh and joke. And this is what, you know, I mean, this is the first time I've spoken to you, and I feel as though I've known you for years. It's like, after watching you and Savage, I thought, Oh, what a brilliant bloke, you know, and I've got to get in touch with him and get him on my channel.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's fantastic. He looks a little rough around the corner, but I'll have you know, he's got a heart of gold. He's very positive, and he's just a darn good guy. And so, you know, I don't judge a book by its cover. So he and I hit it off just like that. He and I are just like.
And guess who's just got, and look who's just come into the chat as well.
Oh, is it him?
High Velocity Savage.
There he is. What's up, High Velocity Savage? We're talking about you, buddy. We love you. I hope you're good.
So is a channel worth following, my supporters? Go and have a look at Savage's channel. Brilliant guy, brilliant live streams. Get to know him, because he is, you know, they're all great channels on here, you know, and I will promote any channel, because, you know, if you've got good content, you're welcome here anytime. I'll tell you, because there's a lot of crap out there on YouTube. No disrespect to people, there is, and it's because they haven't taken the time to look at making content that is going to be enjoyable to watch.
Amen. Savage says, "Am I rough?"
No, you're not. So I'm just going to get back to personal now.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we're having a great chat, but I'm not getting to know much about you. So, how did you meet your wife? Because I always find it interesting to find out how men meet the wives. You know, did you make the first move, or did she?
Let's see. How did that happen? Well, I met her at my place of work. I worked for my dad. He had a collection agency, medical collection agency. Ooh, what a party, huh? Kathy worked there the night shift. I worked the day shift, and we would pass by, you know, every day. And she was just a gorgeous girl, you know. And so I got a date with her through the manager, and we got together. And so I fell in love with her right away, and I had her out to my mom and dad's house. Now, she didn't know at the time, but my family has always loved fireworks, more so than most people. My dad used to bring fireworks back when we were kids. I really believe that if you do anything as a kid, it sticks with you. It may go dormant for a while, but eventually it will resurface. And fireworks was one of those things where, you know, as kids, we would get fireworks and shoot them off. And so, you know, it went away. And then when we were teenagers, it came back, and, you know, it was still there when I met Kathy. So anyway, we had this like 4th of July party at our house, and I had this cannon, and I was underneath the deck, and I said, "I need something to shoot out of a cannon." And Kathy gave me her shoe, and I knew right away that if a girl was willing to give me her shoe to shoot out of a cannon, she would be my girl. So I took the shoe and I shot it, and everybody laughed, and it was pretty funny. And I knew right then that I was going to marry her. So that's how I met her. Yeah, the cannon shoe girl.
Yeah, and how long have you been married then, Scott?
Over 20 years, 22 years. Yep, good long time.
So, would you, you know what the saying is, you know, you get more for committing, you get less for committing murder. So, would you change anything about your relationship? I know I'm being personal, but you know, it's a question I like.
That's a tough one, dude. Would I change anything with a relationship with my wife? I'll tell you what, I wish I could give her more time right now. I've been so darn busy with things, but that's current stuff. I don't know. I don't think so. You know, we've had a pretty darn good relationship, her and I. Damn, Keith, I don't know how to answer that one, man. That's a good one, dude. I knew you were going to answer these. I knew you were going to ask me one of these questions. I don't know. I don't think so. I would.
Well, instead of thinking about that, then tell us what the secret is to 22 years of happy married life.
Well, you have to give your significant other some freedom. You have to be willing to allow that person to continue feeling independent. At the same time, you know, you can't be completely independent, obviously, but there still has to be a relationship there. But you definitely can't trap that person and expect the marriage to go well. So that's what I would definitely recommend. And my wife Kathy's been super great with me. She has been totally tolerant with me in this crazy YouTube thing. It is a time killer. I mean, on an epic proportion. I mean, I work all day long. Then it's, you know, active YouTube marketing, and then it's active YouTube video work, and it's just never ends. And she's been a trooper with it, and she could be, you know, she doesn't want to be in front of the camera. So, but I have to admit, I love her for the fact that she gives me the freedom to do this stuff, because God bless her. If she didn't want to, if I didn't have that flexibility, I wouldn't be here right now. So, Kathy, if you ever watch this video, I love you, girl. Thank you so much.
Oh, that is really nice, you know, because my philosophy is the wife's always right and I'm always wrong.
Well, of course. I mean, that's good. That's given, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I do the shopping. She stays at home. I'm far quicker, because I don't know what your wife's like, but my wife, when she goes in a shop, she looks at everything.
Oh,
and I mean everything. If we go through the front door of the local supermarket, by the time she's got through the front door, I'm at the till. So, and you know, I don't know whether you do the shopping or whether the wife does the shopping, but the only type of shopping I enjoy is going around tech stores, you know, computer, cameras. I mean, I can spend hours then.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a family shop, bang. Oh, you know, I'm terrible. I like getting in and getting out. Hello there, Beauty on a Budget, Bella. This is Scott, who I'm interviewing tonight. Marriage is a partnership. Yeah, it is, Jeanette. I
agree.
Wife always takes, the man always gives.
It's never, clouds and happiness every day. There's ups and downs, and you have to weather the storms, because, you know, if you let the negativity get to you and it blows up, well, it's not going to work. You just have to forgive and forget it at some point, and weather the storms. And when you look back on your relationship, it'll just be more valuable because of that. If you know it, you have to. So life's a battle. You know what I mean? Life's a battle. It's not like joy, happy. You know, there's downsides to everything. So
it's not easy at all, life.
No, especially with kids.
Yeah. Kids. So talking about, because you've got 2 children, would you recommend that they get married young or wait until they're a bit older?
Now, I've told you that I've had conversations with my 2 boys in regards to doing well in school. The other thing I tell them is that they need to be making at least $100,000 a year before they decide to have kids.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Well, that means that you're probably not going to have kids until you're in your 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
The days of having kids in your 20s and early 30s is over. Do not have kids at that age. Do not have kids from the age of 20 to 30 in this day and age. You will regret it for a long time. It is just too darn expensive. Yeah. Hear me, people. Yeah. Listen.
Brilliant advice, that.
You just have to have a lot of damn money to have kids. Kids are expensive. They get more expensive as time goes on. So,
yeah, because I haven't seen the recent figures on how much it costs to fetch a child up from the age of being birthed to the age of 16, but it must be very expensive now. So it should be Darwin. What's Darwin say? We both wear the pants, we have a leg each. Oh, I like that one, Richard. I'll remember that saying, because Scott's got he's got a slogan on his channel, and it says, "Stay tuned for the details." I think that is brilliant. I've been trying to figure a slogan for mine. Get bored with Gramps. I thought that one would have gone down well, you know.
I'm waiting for the day where I get recognized, and you know, I know I'll have made it on YouTube when I'm at the grocery store or filling up my car with gas, and somebody goes, "Hey, Scott Fitcher, say that thing, dude." You know.
Yeah. Well, I've got a grandson, Scott, who's a very well-known poker player. I don't know whether you've ever followed poker.
No.
Well, I think it's 3 years or 4 years ago, he came second in the big drop in Las Vegas, and he won $10.6 million.
Wow.
That year, he also won another $20 million. And, you know, he's only 32 years of age. But I was talking to him Tuesday night, and he was saying fame isn't what it's made out to be, because you've always got people who want that. You know, I mean, he's got a lovely house. He's been bageled twice. And you look at things, fame, I wouldn't like fame. I know that, because, you know, it's like having a big car. I won't like a big car. Give me an old banger, because I know no one will want it. So if you've got strappings of success, people are very, very jealous and they want it.
Better watch out, Keith. You keep on doing these interviews, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day's coming. You make me. Let me make that channel image for you with your, you know, your shirt off, holding a glass of wine there, holding the mic out.
Well, if I was 20 or 30 years younger, I might. But I looked on Social Blade, and I think in the next 5 years, my channel would grow to about 12,000. And I think, oh, well, that's not bad. But, you know, I mean, if I didn't get another supporter, that wouldn't bother me, because I'm enjoying making content and talking to people on it. And if I'm getting enjoyment out of it, that's the only thing that really matters. Because if I'm enjoying it, other people are enjoying it. If I didn't enjoy it, other people wouldn't enjoy the content that I produce, because they think, oh, it's boring. But I'm not. But I think I'm boring, but I can't be, because I have got X amount of followers who think I've got a decent channel. Don't know why.
This venue is like, it's almost like a drug sometimes. Like, I'll sit down, I'll feel like crap, I'll hop online, the phone will ring, I'll pick it up, it's Savage, talk to Savage for a while, then I'll hang the phone up, and then it'll be a live stream, and maybe it's Pusa Studios or Dad or somebody, and it's just, you know, you hop online, people are talking, and before long, like 15, 20 minutes, you're like renewed.
Yeah.
Like, all that depression and all the crap of life just goes away, and it's like, wow, man, it's like, damn, these YouTube people, they really knew how to make a system that works. It's just such a cool thing. Now, I don't know if you guys have tasted that yet, but if you keep fighting with your channel, you will, mark my words, things will begin to happen. The phone starts ringing, people start getting interested in what you're doing. You know, it's just it's just such a cool thing.
Oh, it is, because, I mean, I look at the friends I made on YouTube, and I've got invites to go all over the world, you know, so if my wife was 20 years younger, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sat on this settee. I'd be away. I would be traveling all over the world, because I've got I haven't got Hello Random Life Productions. My name is I am a droner. Random Life Productions, Gail, she's a lovely young lady. I've interviewed her many, many months ago when I first started interviewing. But she always has a go at this, Scott. She don't like the wife's choice of wallpaper, and she's always got something to say, you know. But I love it. I've got a love-hate relationship with her.
Hey, truth, you know.
She takes the mickey out of everyone, you know. Beauty on a budget, she calls her Pengu and other names, and she's got different names for each of us. She calls me Grumpy, you know, but she always comes in. And when she does a live stream, she usually invites Grumpy in. I don't know why.
Put your channel up. Let me see it.
She's in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Put your channel up. I see your channel. Go ahead and put it up.
It's Random Life Productions.
There you go, Random Life. Throw up that link. Let's get it. Let's see your channel.
She's you know, she's very random. She does London Live. She does tech reviews. She spends a fortune on tech that she never uses. Oh, sorry, Gail. I didn't mean that. See, I take the mickey. I do, you know.
There it is. Oh, that's my channel. Thanks,
yeah.
Pixie channel.
Yeah. I'm Pixie's channel. Yeah, you know.
Hey, Keith, check this out. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something. Here we go. You didn't know this about me, I don't think. You ready? I built this.
Oh,
hey. Oh yeah. Red bottoms.
FPV. Oh,
yeah, look at that, huh?
Yeah. Oh, you'll have to come over to the drone side.
Yeah, brother, I'm coming over. I've got 1, 2,
Chuck me the
3.
link.
I got 4.
Why? Do you want to come on then? Oh, Random Life wants to come on for some reason.
Come on. Hop on.
I'll see if I can get a
Random Life coming on live.
I've sent you the link, Gail. Why do you want to come on to my interviews? She's on her iPad, so let's hope she comes on, because sometimes she don't get it on the iPad. That's the only problem. If it hasn't come, Gail, let me know, and I'll just put it in the chat for 5 seconds. And I've still got 19 viewers. I just wish I could get up to Pooses. 200 viewers. That would be something. No, you plonker. What do you mean? I thought you said send me the link.
She called you a plunker? What's a plunker?
Yeah, she calls me all the names under the sun, that Random Life Productions.
What's a plunker, Random Life?
A plonker.
Is that English?
Can I explain what a plonker is in English, please, for my friend Scott here?
I don't get those terms. Where do you live? Are you like in the middle of England?
Yes, I'm on the East Coast.
Okay.
About 225 miles from London.
Gotcha.
Grimsby used to be the largest fishing port in Europe back in its day.
Gotcha. Can you identify the location of someone based on their accent in England? Can you hear it and go, oh, they're from North? Or,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. Most of them, yeah, because Gail's from Wales, you know, and she talks a lot of rubbish. I mean, well, nearly said rubbish. You know,
oh, damn. Uh-oh.
I'll be getting into trouble. Don't worry, she'll be sending me messages. Keith, what you doing? Put my channel link up. Oh, that's what you want. This channel.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I've got to get it. I've got to put things down. Chris or Bella? No, Chris. Can you put Gail's channel link up for Scott?
It's hard for us to do the searching of the links and put them up on live when you're talking. I'm not that good yet.
Yeah, well, I can do it, but because I've got other things on that are rendering, it means that I would have to close that program down to get, because it's not on the taskbar. So, you know, because I've got something rendering, so I'm not going to spoil that. I think
Whaley bird
going to kill you, Keith. Oh, Baz, you know, that Gail, God, hell no. I just hope to keep away from London and Warrington in future. That's
stay away from those towns, brother. You don't want to go over there, boy. Watch out. Hey, Whaley bird, yeah, plunker is a doofus. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. See, so now you know.
Now I know.
Me a plunker. So, look, Gail, can one of you moderators time that person out, please? I'm only kidding. I don't want to upset her.
Well, you don't want to do that, man. You'd never hear the end of it.
I've got to put up with this nearly every time I do a live stream, and I don't give any aggro at all. When I go on streams, I'm very polite. I'm a gentleman, but air on mine. Now, tell Scott what she's really like, Bella. She's got an heart of gold.
I'm reading.
She's a fantastic person.
I figured it's that, sure.
You know, and you could have a laugh with her. And she is a great part of the community that we've got.
I will definitely be visiting and subscribing.
Oh yeah. If you look back at her catalogue of videos, her London live videos where she takes you around London, are absolutely brilliant.
Cool.
The rest of the videos I won't bother about, Scott, to be honest. WrestleMania's in. Hello there, WrestleMania. Oh, I've got 20 back in again. It went down.
Yeah, brother. They're building up. Come on, people. Click that thumbs up.
How many likes have I got? I've got 18 likes.
18 likes.
Oh, somebody dislikes me.
Right. Oh, no. That was High Velocity Savage right there. Knock it off, High Velocity. We know what you're up to.
I know. So,
mess up. Who did it?
Here's one that I don't usually ask then. Who is your best or closest friend?
Let's see. Friend of mine, Scott Waldron, long-term friend, knew him forever, known him forever. I just saw him actually. He was in town. He lives in California. Great guy, just a super great guy. We would back when BMX was a big time thing, we used to ride our bikes together at this place called the Pump House, and we had the luxury of living. It was right next to his house, so we could get his dad's tools, his shovels and his pickaxes, and we'd make ramps and jumps and pits and throw wood in there and light them on fire, jump them over with our bikes. And then my friend had a dirt bike and he'd bring it down, and then we had a come along, which is like this thing where you can pull trees down with it, make jumps, and just, it was nothing but making kids want to make stuff, you know, like young adult kids, you know, males want to build stuff and destroy stuff. I don't know what it is, but that's all we did all the time.
Now that's something you could do more of, you know. I mean, getting back to that, because I didn't really learn a lot about that, because that Desert Blast, it was something about secret location.
Yep.
Used to film people blowing things up and lighting fires and. So,
oh man, I can tell you some stories. You want me to dig into it right now?
Yeah.
All right.
So I started. Interesting bit. I put a big round circle around that.
All right. It's a unique thing. Okay, so I started this website called Radical and Extreme Hobbies, REH42. It was back in the 90s when the internet wasn't even a thing. I hopped online. My cousin showed me how to hop online. He's like, I was surfing around and I saw this thing, George Goebel's liquid oxygen fire, where this guy had this bucket of liquid oxygen and dumped it on a fire, and it went, and I was like, what the, you know, I couldn't believe it, right? So I'm like, I got to get in on this, you know, this crazy scene. So I learned how to make a website, and this is what got my career started, because this thing blew up. I created this website, and my brother had a GoPed, which is like a motorized skateboard with handle, and he put nitrous oxide on it. So I did a page about that. I did, my brother had a hopping hydraulic, like a low riding car. Did an article about that. Did an article about a hovercraft that I had and some other crazy stuff. And I labeled it Radical and Extreme Hobbies and put it up online. Well, when you do something like that back then, it got attention. And I live near Lewis, which is where the Pumpkin Chunkin event was. I don't know if you're familiar with Pumpkin Chunkin. No. It's a pumpkin throwing contest. And I was there the time that the first air cannon showed up. Okay, so that was a big deal. Trey Melson came rolling in with this gigantic air cannon and shot a pumpkin real far, and everybody flipped out. And I got it on film and put that online. And when that happened, Bob Lazar, do you know Bob Lazar? Are you familiar with the Area 51 story?
Yeah.
Okay, he is the one. He is responsible for releasing that information. The reason why you know about Area 51 and UFOs is because of Bob Lazar. So anyway, it just so happens that he lived in Vegas, and he puts on this party. And it's invite only, and it's a secret location, and all the Hollywood guys show up and bring all the pyro and all the crazy effects and all the stuff that they never burned off for the year. Because if you've got pyrotechnics, you have to get rid of them. You can't just let them sit around and let them pile up. You got to burn it off. So where do you burn it off? Well, you go to Bob Lazar's party in the desert. So anyway, I get this thing in the mail. I open it up. It's like getting a Willy Wonka ticket. It was like, oh, I got an invite to the Desert Blast, and it shows you where to go, and it shows, you know, it explains the rules, like you can't bring dogs, you can't do this, that, and the other thing. So I get on a plane. I go with my brother. We go out to Vegas. We get a car, and we go out the night before to the location, literally in the middle of nowhere, no trees, no roads, no nothing, just desert floor with like that cracked, dried lake bed kind of look and feel. Just the galaxy of stars overhead, and we're out in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden on the horizon we see these two headlights coming down. This is like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. This truck, you could tell it was a pickup truck, coming down this bumpy trail that we used to get there. And remember, it comes down, the truck comes right next to us, and this guy comes out. This is the night before the party. Opens up, comes out of the truck and says, "Hey, how you doing? My name's Turds." He's like real energetic. "Hey, you doing? What are you guys here? Checking out the location before the party? My name's Turds." And he shakes our hand and he goes, "Look in the back of my truck." And we look in the back, and there's a firecracker. Now, this isn't any normal firecracker. Are you familiar with deli paper? Like the deli paper rolls?
Yeah.
Okay, it was a deli roll, of a brand new roll of deli paper that the center was cored out and it was filled with flash. It was like a 20-pound flash cracker. in his pickup truck. He says, "Tomorrow we're lighting this off, dude." And I was like, "Whoa, this party is going to be off the hook." So we went back home. We made friends with Turds and we went our way. And the next day we came back and it was just chaos. I mean, there was guys shooting rockets, huge rockets, exploding golf balls. One guy was hitting exploding golf balls. Guys with machine guns, cannons. I mean, just endless, just crazy guys. One guy brought an ultralight, which is like a hang glider with a prop on it, and he had rockets on the tips of the ultralight. You'd fly over where all the cars were parked, and they'd shoot these rockets, and they'd blow up. Sometimes the rock, it wasn't like super safe. All right, it was like, well,
that's what your channel was about. Well, you went.
Yeah, it was radical, extreme hobbies. So anyway, so the party's going on, and this guy comes up and he brings this pipe with nitrogen tank next to it. He fills it with gasoline. It was on a ball valve. He had a torch at the end. He lit the torch. He hit the ball valve. It shoots this gasoline out. It ignites. Big ball of flame. I've got a T-shirt on my back that says RadicalExtremeHobbies.com. And it just so happens that a dude from Life magazine takes a picture of me videotaping the flame ball in front of me. And I turned around and I said, "Hey, did you just take my picture?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Who do you work for?" He goes, "Oh, Life magazine." I said, "Oh, cool." And I didn't think much of it. Went back home to PA. A couple weeks go by. I'm in the Exton Mall. I look down, at the magazine rack. I see the Life magazine. I pick it up, page 3. There's my picture with reh42.com on it. I'm like, "Oh my God." It was like, holy crap. This is epic, huge stuff. So I ran home and looked at my statistics, and it was like 5,000 hits a day. And then all of it was like 20,000 hits a day traffic, like overnight, just like, whoom. I mean, and when that happened, then I was getting calls from Discovery Channel. All kinds of magazines were writing about me. It was just like an amazing time. And it changed my life because of that instant famous scene that I was in part of. And so it was really an amazing experience, all because of a website, pretty cool.
Oh, brilliant. Gail, Random Life Productions wants to know whereabouts you live now in the States.
I have always lived in Pennsylvania, in Chester County, if you know where Chester County is. Not far from Michael Fayer. If you know Michael Fayer.
No,
that's why he lives in sort of central PA.
Yeah.
So.
That's up the top end, isn't it, Pennsylvania?
Yes, it is. It's correct. It's northeast coast, near Philadelphia, near New York, New York City.
Oh, what a shame that Random Life didn't know about you then, because she's just been to New York.
Oh, you're kidding.
She met up with Mel, and then she went to New Hampshire and met up with Monica McKillicuddy. Monica. But yeah, she's just come back because she's she loves traveling and meeting up with fellow YouTubers. So
yeah, if anybody's around, if anybody comes around my way, give me a shout. You can get my contact information at my website, bluefoxcreative.com. Here, I'll put it up online for you.
Yeah, put it up. Hello, down the rabbit hole travel. It's nice to have you in here as well. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen you. I've been watching all your live streams, but you live stream when I'm usually in bed, so I can't type because I'm watching with my headphones on. That's the only problem, the American channels, because they usually go live when us English are in bed. And it's only people like me who can't sleep, and Bella and a few others that have got insomnia, that we do. Well, I watch plenty of YouTube on a night time. So that's Scott's web page.
There it is.
If you go over, I've had a look at it. Yeah.
Hey, Don Joyce, how you doing?
Well, that's nice that you come. Thank you. I'm usually picking kids up around this time. Yeah, I know that's the only problem, isn't it? That but in this fast world of YouTube, we can different time zones. Don't worry, I'll be back. Yes, Random. I hope you do go back. You can meet up with Scott and get shown around his area.
Yeah, would love to.
Yeah, I would love to. you might see me. You never know, Scott, because I
Hey.
did come. Once I get an invite, you know, I never say no. It's an open. Like if you want to come to England, you're quite welcome. You
Hey,
know,
thanks, man.
we ain't got much to offer, but I can show you the Lake District, Sheffield, the Steel City. Where else can I take you? Well, we could visit Random Life Productions in London or Brighton or places like that, Kent. But you are quite welcome, you know, anytime.
Thanks, man.
You know, always find somewhere to put you up. You know, I mean, you and the wife might be here, but the kids might be somewhere else. But
right on.
You know,
yep.
But you know, so all you've got to pay for is a flight, and all your other things will be paid for. You know.
Hey, that's awfully nice of you. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we'll kick back some pints together.
Yeah. Do you think people can control their own destiny?
Oh gosh, absolutely. It's hard to control the chaos of life. That's the real goal. It's two things. It's the correct mindset and it's persistence. We're constantly sold on instant gratification, and the battle is overcoming that thinking and sticking with the persistence in the work. Persistence, and see, everybody sees the rich guy, but nobody understands how much damn work it took to get there. And so you know, the more popular you get with your channel, you'll start to see more and more of that. You'll start to see people say, hey, you know, mention me, talk to me, sub to me, do this to me, me. A lot of these me people. And so if you're wondering why it's so hard to reach out to these whales, you know, the guys at 50,000 and up people, is because they're hammered with this self-gratification element that it hits them constantly. Just like, do this for me, give me some money, give me subs, give me an interview, give me. And when you're hit with that energy all the time, you just, you know, you want to recoil from it. And so I can understand what it's like to be a whale because of that element. So again, circling back, it's hard work and it's persistence and it's staying positive, and you know, and we're all getting, you know, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah. Do you follow a channel called Fun for Louis?
I do not.
He's an English blogger, travel blogger. Last year, he flew around the world in a single engine plane.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I was up there. Fun for Louis. His name's Louis Cole. He's got 2 million odd subscribers.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant channel to follow. But he lives at the moment. He's residing in LA. But he's a channel that, if you're into travel vloggers, really well worth watching.
You are well traveled, aren't you?
Me, yeah.
Yes.
I've been to Vegas 8 times. I've flown into Seattle and drove down from Seattle to San Diego. I've flown into New York and drove down to the Keys. Chicago, Philly, all New England, China, all of Europe I've done. Because I had the wedding business, I only used to work from beginning of May to the end of September. So we used to have 2 weeks, 2-3 holidays to the States. Or anyway, the only places I haven't been, I haven't been to India because the wife wants to go to India and I want to go on a safari. But she don't like animals. Well, she does like animals, but I don't think she wants to go on a safari. And I don't really want to go to India because there's too many people there.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories about India. No offense to you guys if anybody's from India, but I've just heard, and that's just that's word on the street. Maybe India's awesome, but I've heard it's a tough place.
But China, what an experience that was.
What was that like?
Going to fantastic. Beijing, Shanghai, the Terracotta Army. And the people are ever so nice. There's a lot of like everywhere you go, there's a lot of people that haven't got anything, shanty towns and everything like that.
Yeah.
But that's why if I go on vacation, I don't like going to the touristy spots. I'd rather go and live with somebody and get to how people live in these areas. Whereas when you go to the tourist spots, you go to New York, what is it? Times Square, the Empire State Building. the Statue of Liberty, Wall Street, and you think to yourself, well, this isn't the true New York.
Right.
You want to be out in Brooklyn, meeting the people who live there, whose lives evolve around that city. It's like going to London, isn't it? Going to see Buckingham Palace and everything like that. You don't really see the true London because all you see is the tourist parts.
I'll tell you a quick 3-minute story in regards to that thinking. Kathy's 100% Irish. We went and saw her family in Ireland. It's up north where the pine trees grow. We went up there, and the uncle ran a corner store. We went in the corner store, and he says, well, come on into the living room. And it was a corner store and a post office. And we went in the living room. The living room's just one door right there. We'll go in the living room, and the whole family's in there. And there's probably like 15 people. We sit down, and Oni says, hey, do you want some Mountain Dew? I said, oh, sure, I'd love some Mountain Dew. We had just gotten off the plane. Yeah, I'd love some Mountain Dew. Okay. And so he walks over to the wall, and he opens these 2 cupboards, and in there is a mason jar with some clear liquid in there. That ain't no Mountain Dew, I know. So I didn't say anything, you know what I mean? Because it was filled with the family. So we're sitting down, he pours a glass of it, and it gets real quiet. Everybody's real quiet. Hands me the thing, and I'm like, boom. And it was strong, but I didn't let on. And as soon as I didn't let on that it was strong, it was like, Aah! And it was from that point on, it was just nothing but a party. It was like a little test they gave me, That was so great. And that was something you wouldn't get on a tour bus, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, is there anybody on YouTube that you really look up to? And,
Ooh.
Because I can't say I look up to anybody on YouTube, but I do like a lot of channels that produce good content.
Yes.
But I don't want to emulate them because we're all individuals, and that's why I like asking that question, because it's you've got your creativeness, but is there anyone who you strive to follow in their footsteps?
No, there is no one I follow. Definitely no one I follow. I do admire a lot of like you say, there's a lot of talent out there that I admire. I'm trying to think of a channel that's very creative. I admire creativity, not so much niches that have been done to death. You know what I mean? There's a couple niches out there that are just like, whoa, where did they come up with this? I'll tell you, there's some ideas that I have. I'll give you a couple that I think would be fantastic. Here's one. Ready? So you create a channel and you pretend that it is a true hunting experience. Okay, so you first couple shows is this guy out there with a shotgun. He's hunting, and then he sees something, right? And he's like, oh, and then you cut, and then you put out another video. It turns out he sees Bigfoot, and then you keep on going. And as time passes, the hunter becomes friends with Bigfoot, and then Bigfoot comes into his house. He feeds him lunch, and then Bigfoot becomes part of the family. So it starts out real, but as time passes, it turns into this funny show. So you hook him thinking it's real at first, and as time passes, it becomes a caricature, and it gets even more ridiculous until finally Bigfoot goes to the mall. Bigfoot goes, figures out how to drive a car, that kind of thing. I think that'd be really funny. So I admire channels that invent their own niche, not cooking, not, gambling, all these niches, gaming, niches that have been done to death. I like channels that invent niche. Yeah. Savage would be an example. He has invented his own niche. That is a unique thing for him. No one else is doing what he's doing. It's like no other channel.
And they're the people that really stand out in this big wide world of YouTube. True, that down the rabbit hole. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to ask you now, because you're a website developer.
Yeah.
Have you come across a website that really sticks out to you as a website developer?
In regards to respect on how it's designed?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that would be the Genesis framework system. Anything from Genesis. Studio Press develops these frameworks. They are, I have their deepest respect because they're minimal. The code behind the pages is very minimalistic. So they use the smallest amount of code that is extremely secure, fast loading. It talks Google's language. If you're impaired, it works with impaired people can't see, and the list goes on and on and on. And it's always being updated, and it's just the amount of energy behind it and the ease of use from a developer's standpoint is really great. So yes, they absolutely have my deepest respect, because it's just a fantastic system.
Oh,
yeah.
Never heard of it. So I mean, we'll check that out, because Random Life's had a website built. So hopefully she's going to be producing more on that. So.
At first glance, when you look at these themes, they don't scream bells and whistles. See, everybody falls in love with the motion and the this and the that, and you mouse over and the thing turns and all this stuff. That adds overhead to the download time. So you have to. It's a battle. You've got like this. Think of it like a pie chart, right? And there's all these needs, right? You've got the need. Number one is satisfying the end user. But then you have to also talk the language. You have to satisfy Google. You have to satisfy the needs of the developer, right? It has to be workable. And there's all these needs. And Genesis tends to really balance all that stuff very well. It's a science.
Yeah. Whaley Birds asked, do you use Dreamweaver at all?
I used to. I used to use Dreamweaver, but I do not use it anymore. I know that the newer versions do work with WordPress, but I find that the code that Dreamweaver generates is not that great. And that's the way it was. That's what made me sort of get rid of it, because it was heavy code, if that makes any sense. But yes, I've used it in the past. I use it every once in a while. If I need to do a certain specific kind of thing, I use Dreamweaver, but currently no.
Yeah. It is another thought-provoking question that I've got written down for you.
Go ahead.
What's one of your favorite questions you ask when you meet somebody new?
Wow, I never really had a question that I.
Well, to break the ice, if you meet somebody new here on YouTube,
yeah,
like you when you first met Savage,
right?
How did you develop that conversation with Savage?
Well, I'll tell you, I tailor when meeting someone new. Here's the key: if the objective is to understand how to effectively develop a relationship with a new human being, okay, the absolute number one key is to hold a disposition of giving. So what does that mean? Does it mean that you talk about yourself? No. All you have to do is listen. So you let them talk, and then you formulate a question based on what they say. So when Keith asks me, what do I say? What's my favorite question? I say, I don't have one, because I listen to what they talk about, and then I engage them based on what they're saying first. I never, ever really talk about myself. You can make awesome relationships just simply listening. That's it.
Yeah. You've got two ears, and this is a problem. People tend to talk over people instead of listening to what people have got to say. Whaley Bird says again, do you know the bounce rate of your website? God, he's talking technical here, because I don't know anything about this. So I
haven't looked. You know what? I have not looked at my stats for a long, long time. I've been so focused on YouTube and the stats there that I have not really focused on that stuff. I do know that my inbound, there's a big percentage of inbound traffic coming from YouTube to my website, and I have not effectively benefited from it yet, because I'm still, formulating my strategy to get traffic over, and what do they do when they get there. I've only developed one product so far. I would like to have a minimum of 3 before I launch it. And when I do, then I'm going to start paying attention to bounce rate and all that stuff. I think it's pretty high right now, to be honest with you, based on the last time I looked at it. How about yourself, Whaley Bird?
And what about, do you look into your analytics on your YouTube channel?
Oh, big time. I probably too much. Yeah. I just had a conversation with Mitt and Dad, and you can export the statistics from your I believe it's watch time, the watch time information is maybe like 4 or 5 columns of information. But if you export it to a Excel document, you get like 30 columns of stuff, just an enormous amount of information. And there's a watch time percentage. And he told me that if you're above 50%, you're doing good. It's like the ultimate litmus test in regards to the success of an individual video. So if you're over 50%, and I'm going to do a show about this, you guys, just to explain it. If you're over 50% is what he told me, you're doing really well. Under 50%, you're not doing so good.
Yeah. Random Life's just said, it was easy to build their website. It's WordPress I want to master. You're looking at the man, check his videos out, because he has put up quite a lot of tutorials on WordPress.
Yep.
You know, I've looked at 80% of his videos today, Gail, and I've learned.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I've really learned a lot from watching those videos. Watching them now, I think I could get to grips with WordPress. I still need a lot of tutorials on it, but yeah, he's well. Scott's got a channel that is well worth watching. And I've still got 16 and I've got 22 likes. Oh, I'm down to 15 now because I've lost the star of the show. As in retention rate. Yeah, I've got to wait until he comes back because I want to ask him about this click-through rate, because I don't know a lot about that. Are you as boring person? Are you? Random Life Productions, behave yourself. See, I get aggro off that young lady every time she comes in. I've got to tell her to keep her. No, I'd miss her. Wouldn't I, Bella? I would really miss that young lady. Like a pain in the. I forgot what I was going to say then. Now, see, they all desert me in the end, don't they? Oh, he's back.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry, Scott. So there's one question I want to ask you that you mentioned on one of your videos the other week about click-through rates. Now, I've had a look at mine, and mine's at 5.2%. So what does that mean? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Were you just posing that question to me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I caught the tail end of it.
Channel, you mentioned click-through rate, and I thought, yeah. What is that?
Click-through rate is so when you're developing a video, right? You have a title, you have tags, and a description. Okay, so those elements get your thumbnail to show up in the column as a suggested video. So if you do that right and they do the search, you'll show up. Now, the human being will see these thumbnails, and whatever one is designed in such a way that attracts their attention or speaks to their need, they will click it. All right?
Yeah.
So what that percentage is the percentage of when you show up to the amount of clicks. Yeah. Does that make sense? So the CTR rate is basically the effectiveness of your thumbnail design.
Yeah.
So that's what they're using that number to. So if you're, I've heard that some people are getting 20 to 30% CTR, which is like astronomical. Oh God, it's that if you're getting that kind of percentage, your thumbnails are rocking. Anything below like 5. So if you go into the new interface and you check it, and you're getting like 3s and 2s and 4s, and in that realm, you need work. Your thumbnails need work.
Mine's 5.2. That's why.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Because I didn't know what it meant, and I thought it don't seem a very high figure. And now I know that it's related to thumbnails. I'm going to have to send you $20 over to get my channel art sorted out. But no one searches for that. I'm not making it a business though. Just messing around with GoDaddy. Oh, she's messing about with GoDaddy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Random Life. I've been in the business for a long time. I want everybody to understand the game that is being played in regards to hosting. So everybody's making money by recommending hosting. And so the people that pay the most money for recommendations are HostGator, Bluehost, GoDaddy. Those are the big ones. So the reason why that you know about these companies is because they're literally dumping billions and millions of dollars in advertising to get their name out there. Are they the best web hosts? The answer is no, they are not the best web hosts. I use a company called MDD. Now MDD just had a bit of a fairly significant problem that occurred, and the way they handled it was fairly, everything crashed, and they were very open about explaining how everything was being handled, and they were very upright about how things were getting repaired, which I was impressed with. It sucked that they were down for so long, but I was impressed how truthful they were with the situation. Typically what happens is hosting companies don't want to tell you anything when their computers go down. So the company name is MDD Hosting. I'm not an affiliate. Look into them, MDD. $150 for 3 years prepaid. The websites are hosted on an operating system called Lightspeed, not Linux Apache. And there's a plugin that you install with your WordPress installation that communicates directly with the operating system and enhances the speed with caching. It's a caching plugin that talks directly to the operating system on the server, and it makes load time super fast. So for pennies a month, you get super speed. You don't even have to get a content delivery network, if you know what that is. You know what that is, Keith?
No.
A content delivery network means that when you visit a website, the system will load the files at a server that is closest to your location.
Yeah.
So that the connection speed from your location to the files are shorter. Therefore, the load time is faster.
Yeah.
That's all. So you don't necessarily need that with MDD.
No. So is MDD international or just?
Well, the answer is it could be, if you're from England, I don't know that I don't know. I mean, yes, you can certainly purchase from them from England or from Canada or from wherever, but there may be an issue in regards to load time based on their location, which I believe is on the on the West Coast in California or somewhere out there. So that could be an issue. So I don't know that I would use them without testing it first. That's a good question. I'd like to find out about that, actually.
Yeah. Because I've never heard of them, so I mean that's why I just because as I've said before, if I was 20, 25 years younger, I would be building a website, or I'd have one built. I would make a living because I would make YouTube work for me. But because of the age I have.
Here's the way I see it, buddy. You are a vanguard in regards to making video. You learned that skill back then. Now I hear you saying that you are too old to learn XYZ, which is nonsense. That's nonsense. Come on.
I'm still learning, because I'm learning Blender and I'm learning other things. It's just that now it's not as important because I'm at the stage of life where I don't know how long I've got. Okay. So if I was still young enough, like your age group, then yes, I'm a go-getter. So I would have gone out and produced something where I could have built that reputation up. So because I had this conversation with someone the other week, and all they were bothered about was making money from YouTube. And they'd only got like 300 odd subscribers, but they were going to me, well, in another 2 years, I'm going to have over 100,000 and I'm going to be able to just concentrate on my YouTube channel. And I said, I wish you the best, but I can't see that happening with what they were putting up. I'm not going to name the channel or anything like that, but what they were putting up wasn't really worth watching.
Right.
So they've got no hope because they haven't got the skills to make better content, because they haven't learned and they're not willing to learn. They've just got it into their heads that they are going to make a fortune with what they are putting up now, and there's no way.
Well, their heads are in the wrong place. They're not giving. They're consumed with self. You just can't succeed in this realm when you're consumed with self. It just won't work.
So who's that just come in?
Legwork. What's up?
So I really need work. Random Lives, you know, she's a photographer as well. You know, she's improved in the last 12 months her skills as a photographer and a videographer. So, you know, I hope you will go and have a look at her channel, Scott.
I will for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
She's really well worth watching, you know, looking into. Anyway, it's now 10:30 here, near enough. So I appreciate everyone coming in.
Thank you, guys.
In the chat. Without you, I wouldn't have this channel. So I really appreciate everybody who's been in here tonight. I've enjoyed my interview or conversation with a remarkable guy, Scott. And, you know, I recommend this channel. Well worth watching. I'm learning a lot from Scott. So if you'd like to say anything to the 16 viewers who are still here, Scott, I'd appreciate that.
Yep. I think, guys, honestly, if you're concerned about succeeding on YouTube and you want to get a name for yourself, it's really not so much a technical thing so much as it is a mindset. And the mindset is very, very simple. And that is, you have to be super self-critical and willing to change. You got to work hard. You've got to recognize the opportunity for good content. So as long as you're looking and thinking about opportunities for your niche to create good content, you'll find it. Don't get settled with your look and feel. Always make changes to your channel, and just keep fighting. And they always say that the growth is exponential. I can tell you right now that is absolutely true. My growth is exponential. I'm sure Keith is doing better and better. The more people you know, the faster you grow. So don't watch your stats too much and worry about, I'm not growing fast enough. That's all nonsense. It will happen. Just keep fighting, stay strong, keep fighting, and things will happen. I guarantee it. Just keep fighting.
So there you have it all. So good night, one and all. Keep on, won't you, Scott? And look forward to seeing you all on my next live stream. So bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.